Well, not law and order in London under you, mate. Can you sit there with a straight face and say crime is down? Since you became mayor in 2016, knife crime has gone up by 27%. Violence against the person has increased by 26%. Robbery has increased by 57%. Theft has increased by 37%. Shoplifting has increased by 109%. Sexual offences have increased by 64%. All crime since you, Sadiq Khan, became Mayor of London have increased by 26%. Don't Londoners deserve the truth about the state of crime in the capital from you?
You deal with the list that was read out. Theft from motor vehicle down by 18%.
Over what date range? Over what date range? Over what date range? Over what date range? Since you became Mayor of London, over what date range?
Over the last 9 years.
Not the last month. The last 9 years. I know you don't like the truth, but apologise to Londoners over your tenure that you have allowed crime to skyrocket.
The exchange between the Councillor for Cockfosters and Mayor Sadiq Khan lays bare one of the most contentious debates in London politics: the struggle over who controls the narrative on crime. The councillor opens with an aggressive rapid-fire list of statistics: knife crime up 27s, violent offences up 26s, robbery up 57, theft up 37, theft up 30-70, theft up 30-70, shoplifting up an astonishing 109, and sexual offences up 64. He frames these numbers as undeniable evidence that overall crime has risen 26 since 2016, culminating in a pointed accusation: don't Londoners deserve the truth about the state of crime in the capital? This is a deliberate strategy. Overwhelm the room with figures that paint an image of spiraling disorder, corner the mayor, and force him to defend not just isolated data points, but the entire record of his administration. Khan attempts to pivot, highlighting that theft from motor vehicles is down by 18, a classic move to counterbalance a hostile line of questioning by spotlighting one area of improvement. But the councillor immediately seizes on this, hammering him with the same question 3 times. Over what date range? By insisting on the time frame, the councillor exposes what he argues is selective framing. He implies that Khan is cherry-picking narrow or short-term data to avoid confronting the broader 9-year trend. When the councillor clarifies that the figures he cited cover the entire 9 years of Khan's tenure, not a single month or isolated period, he lands his political punch: the accusation that Khan cannot face the truth and should apologize to Londoners for letting crime skyrocket. What makes this exchange politically significant is not just the data, but the battle for narrative authority. The councillor isn't merely citing statistics, he is constructing a storyline of a city in decline under Khan's leadership. Khan, meanwhile, is attempting to defend his administration by focusing on specific improvements, but in this moment the councillor controls the tempo, the framing, and the emotional weight of the argument. His insistence on long-term trends over short-term numbers allows him to cast Khan as evasive, even defensive. Ultimately, the confrontation illustrates a deeper truth about political communication. Whoever defines the time frame defines the debate. And in this clash, the councillor for Cockfosters successfully shifts the spotlight onto Khan's 9-year record, portraying the mayor not as a reformer dealing with complex social issues, but as a leader unable or unwilling to acknowledge the scale of the problem. This is not just a dispute over statistics. It is a calculated effort to reshape public perception of safety, competence, and accountability in London's governance.
Anyone that believes this woman's rhetoric needs their head testing, because at the end of the day, we have had this rhetoric ever since the general election. We've had Keir Starmer only 3 months ago tweet that he's going to detain and deport every illegal immigrant that comes across. We are seeing record numbers enter this country. Since the one in, one out scheme, I think it's 13,000 in and 141 out. That is laughable. It's just for headlines. They've got no will to get these people deported. When they say that they've deported record amounts of people, we're talking overstayers like Brazilians, Vietnamese that work in nail bars, not these sort of people that are crossing the channel. We've got Germany, Austria that are deporting Syrians and Afghans. They're not worried about sending them back to these war zones. At the end of the day, we need to get tough, and we've got a Prime Minister that is a human rights lawyer. There is zero chance that Labour are going to do this, and people should not fall for this propaganda.
Okay, all right. Well, just on that as well, by the way, in terms of following the Danish model, Denmark, you know, when Syria overthrew Bashar al-Assad and the bloke who used to be a massive jihadi took over, it was declared safe, and they decided to send back people who were on a asylum visa from Syria. They said, well, if you're saying it's a safe country, then you can go back to Syria then, can't you? So if she means that, then presumably we're going to be sending back some Syrians as well. Can I go to the bloke on the front row? Is that all right? Then we'll open it up to the rest of the panel. What would you like to say about all this, sir?
Well, I'm Andrew Dobson. I'm from your neck of the woods in Kendal, Cumbria.
Strong part of the world, mate. Well done. The Westmoreland Gazette, fabulous local newspaper. Yeah.
I'm 78 years old. I've never seen so much hypocrisy in any government during my entire life. They are not going to stop the boats, it's obvious. And I totally support Adam in what he said in the past on previous programmes, that he is concerned about the safety of his daughters on the streets. Well, I'm afraid it's too late for me, because I've got two daughters and they've both been attacked. One on a tube train and the other on the streets in Clapham. Now, they're not stupid girls, they're from King's College, they're university graduates, but they're still frightened to death of walking the streets alone at any time during the day in London. And people like Sadiq, the mayor, and the government are denying it. What planet are they on? Because they're certainly not on the same planet I'm on. And ask my daughters what they must think. They're frightened to death. And it's not just about me and my daughters, it's about everybody's daughters and girls and women on the streets in this country at the moment. You know, are you frightened? Do you feel safe on the streets? What about you, sir? Do you feel safe? And they're asking me if you're entitled to a family life when they come here. You can see by my shirt, this is from the nuclear submarine Conqueror.
Yeah.
What do you think of a family life I had when I was out there serving my country on a nuclear submarine?
Yeah, I mean, well done for Thank you for obviously your service. Very, very sorry to hear about what happened to your to your daughters there as well. I do hope they're okay, and I'm sure we all share that sentiment. Yeah.